The Acolyte. Star Wars The Acolyte, Episode 3, guys. We're up to Episode 3 already. Let me just refresh this and see if we've got Episode 3 up on Disney Plus just yet. There it is. It's called Destiny. And I'm just teeing it up right now. It's on... Oh, it's good. It's a little bit of a longer episode, around 38 minutes. Excellent. Okay, so if you haven't watched one of these from me before, this is part of a playlist you can follow up in the cards. And this is meant for you to take your window over mine, put it over mine, and we can watch it together. Obviously, for copyright reasons, I can't show you the entire episode here on the side, but I'll do my best with my little tips and tricks to let you know where I'm at within the episode, so you can follow along with your copy there on Disney Plus. Okay, that being said, I'm hitting play. Now, I'm skipping the recap. Now, I'll give you guys time codes as we get through it as well, okay? Just going to make sure that our subtitles match up here nicely. What happened at the end of the last episode? I can't remember. Saul fights with her, right? Brendock, 16 years earlier. Brendock. Okay. So I heard somebody say that May and whoever the other one is are, it's possible they're not twins, they're clones. I think it was pretty clear that they established that they were twins, right? Okay, so she's using the force on that thing to make it land. Now she's gonna kill it.
I look here. Ubuntu tree so
OSHA is the other name. Right, I forgot. Yeah, that's how much the other episodes have stuck with me.
enough alone.
Because those aren't twins. These girls are not twins. They could, well, I don't know why. Maybe they're trying to save money or something. Because it doesn't look like it's the same actress doing the same part. Does it? Noses look different.
It is not safe out here.
Sorry, Mother Coral.
It's really questionable acting, guys. What are you doing out here? I told you not to go outside. Cool makeup. She's of the species of Darth Maul. Okay, there's Saul. Normally I would say skip the intro, but since it's just the opening thingy or whatever, we'll forego that. So to sync up your times, that's at 4 minutes and 20, coming up to 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So Saul was stalking them when they were younger? What? That's not the way of a Jedi.
after the Ascension ceremony.
Mother quarrel?
My sweet girls must have sweet treats.
It doesn't feel natural. You know what I'm saying? Like the acting. And maybe I think it's the script. Mama. Who does that? Anakin in episode 1, James, does that. I guess. Well.
They left the fortress.
Okay, so they know the Jedi's out there. Coven. Like the witches? Dathomir. Because she's from Dathomir, right?
To you when raising the twins. But you're too lenient. A firm hand.
Thread. A thread.
That's Jodie Turner-Smith, right? Playing the mother? The thread? Is that what they're calling the Force?
Change everything. It ties you.
So is the Jedi there just to see how Force sensitive they are? Is that what I'm getting? Is that why Saul is stalking around? So they're Force users, but they're not Jedi. It's different, right? You don't hear the rumbling sound like you would from a normal Force push. Hmm. Oh, they need to learn some hard lessons.
Block me.
See, this is an interesting concept. Force users that don't want to follow the way of the Jedi. And the Jedi wouldn't destroy them because they wouldn't do that, right? But they wouldn't teach them. It's curious. Hmm. Witches. Okay.
Of course you want that. No, you.
Yeah, because the witches of Dathomir had powers. So there's some coven of offshoot of them. And I like their hair. Their hairstyle is reminiscent of early drawings of what the dark side user for episode 1 was going to be like before they went with Darth Maul. They were going to use like a female, and the female had like dreadlocky kind of things. Andy Gaines just joins the live chat. Just got here. Is it me or just they don't? Yeah, I said that in the opening shots. These two girls are not twins.
The power of many instead of the power of one.
I guess they were trying to save money on the budget. I'm guessing. Right. Not a fan of their hair either. Who would have the same haircut their entire lives? Yeah, not a lot of people. Some people do, and it's not by choice. They go, they lose their hair. What's this? Kind of having trouble getting into this episode. 11:52 in, guys. 11:52.
Of course we
Yeah, see,
are.
now that was
We
bad
feel that
acting.
way because we're the only.
This one is not a very good actor because they're not the same. Like the delivery is not the greatest. But I cut them some slack because they're kids. But I don't cut the script writers any slack. What's hanging in the air there? Is that supposed to be clouds or smoke or something? You guys saw that, right? So what are they supposed to do? Float over the pit?
Exile. We were hunted, persecuted, forced into hiding.
Okay. Unnatural, huh? What was that laugh? That was in the movie, right? Or sorry, the show. All right, here we hear it again. Haunting music playing. It doesn't feel like Star Wars, does it? Like it's happening in the universe. I can see that, but it. I don't know. I don't know if it's the use of music or the cinematography. I think it's a bit of the cinematography. It's very, very framed, much like a TV show, as opposed to a cinematic experience. And we've seen shows can be very cinematic. The power of many. Like, give us some wide shots. It feels more like 80s Dune. Yeah. Good call, Andy. But even that, the 80s Dune, the David Lynch Dune, had some cinematic scope to it once we got to Arrakis. It's more like before there, like when they're on the House of Atreides stuff in the beginning. And they're like the Bene Gesserit, right? The women.
Secrets of our coven and continue our legacy.
So what, the Jedi are coming to stop them now? Why? But the Jedi wouldn't imprison them. That's not the Jedi way. Was that Carrie Ann Moss? So we do get to see more of her, right? Good. Oh, and these are the other ones that she wants to kill, the four, right? And that's the one who took the poison.
These are my colleagues, Sol, Kelnaka.
Well, I was hoping this would happen. We would get some flashbacks with her. The all-knowing Jedi.
Here you are, unannounced, armed.
Okay, so they're concerned about the children. Yeah, they're lying. They could tell. So they're going to throw down here, right? So she'll decide to go with the Jedi, and May won't, right? Is that what's going to happen? And then they're going to fight over it, and the mother's probably going to get killed here.
They have no father.
Hey, children.
Hold your tongue or I cut it out for you!
Hmm. She found a little bit of tension there, which is good. Hmm.
Would you like to be tested and see if you could become one?
Torben? What's happening? They're poisoning him?
Now,
Mama, I want to.
Okay. She's kind of old. Hmm. 21 minutes in, guys. Coming up to. I got kind of sucked into it there, which is good because the first 10 minutes was a little bit rough. Hmm. They would come in
we
numbers.
must let them test the girls.
So she was the mother? Cloning?
I don't know what they will ask you.
Yeah. They're Jedi. That might be what they're looking for, though. Because when they were testing Anakin, it was more than just telling you what was on the other side of the paddle kind of thing, right?
This is about power and who is allowed to use it.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, you still hunt. 24 minutes, guys. Bring them to the council.
May, you will go first.
So May will lie. But they're going to tell that. They're going to be able to know this even before they say anything. At least Indara should and Saul should. And I don't know that much about the Wookiee one. But he was the one that smoked them out when they came in to that courtyard area, right? So May is going to resent them, these four, because they took Osha away. And I'm guessing there's going to be a fight. And the mother will be killed. You're testing for
What are
midichlorians.
you doing?
I was just taking a blood sample. How about this next one?
Hmm.
Did someone tell you to fail?
Yeah, see, they can read more. It's not really about the pictures.
When the Jedi tested me, I was only 4.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Okay. She knows. So we're coming up at the 29-minute mark, guys. So there's 10 minutes left.
I told the truth. It was the right thing to do.
Huh?
I want to see the galaxy.
Hmm. Yeah, the young May is not a I've said it before. I'm not going to keep on beating that up.
Listen to me. Destiny is not decided for you.
Unfortunately, that's not the case.
You should.
I like that she's respecting her choice, though. So they were manufactured, is what I'm hearing, though, right? They're synthetic. So they're twins, but they were not made in the traditional sense. "32 minutes. We're dragging it again here." And some music. The music is just too passive, I think.
Go. We're stuck here now. It's not up to you. You can't stop me.
The maid turned. Jedi should be able to sense this, that she's in danger. There's only one way out of that room? Really? So maid turned. Blew up their power reactor. Why would you trust her? She tried to kill you. What do you?
What have you done? What have you done?
Oh, okay. So this is why Saul thinks that May died. Well, we saw that the power reactor was unstable earlier in the show. Yeah, she's definitely a better actor than the younger May. That's at 35 minutes. Is that the end of this episode? No. See, she would grow up as a Jedi. She would be able to tell. She would learn the skills to tell if they're telling them the truth or not.
May started a fire. God,
We must.
there is
Hmm. Okay, now show us May. What happened to her when she fell down? Okay, so he's making a promise here that gets broken. Show us May. How did May survive this? Because wasn't part of their witches test that they would have to levitate? No, I need more than that. Konganada is the director. Okay, guys, that gave us some information, some insight into the background and everything. We've got to address an elephant in the room here that's unpleasant. There's a bunch of haters out there. There's going to be a bunch of people. There's people for some reason that sit down and watch these shows with the intention of saying, I'm not a bigot, I don't hate things. But then they see the inkling of something that they don't like politically, and then they just run with it. Okay, so I predict what we're going to get tomorrow is that we're going to see a bunch of people saying that, oh, the Coven of Witches, they're trying to promote some SJW woke cause or something, and it's like that's the way the covens worked, guys. Don't you know your Star Wars lore? We're going to hear all that. I don't care about that. They weren't shoving that in our face. So I'm going to discount anybody's criticism about the episode if they're going to be arguing about that. What I can't criticize is the pacing. It was kind of rough to get going, even though that this was a little bit longer. Guys, I'm not one of those people that champion length. I don't need something to be 50 minutes to get to tell a quality story. Um, I grew up watching The Simpsons. The Simpsons was 22 to 25 minutes long at the longest per episode, and they packed in enough that kept me engaged. So I don't care. Like some people that they feel like it has to be 50 minutes or it's not good. I'm not one of those people either. There's just something about the pacing and delivery of this that's not. It took me a while to get into it. It was about, I don't know, the 14-minute mark. Basically, it wasn't until the Jedi came in here at their little ceremony, their ascension ceremony, where I was starting to get a little bit invested. And that was not until 16 minutes in. Where are we? 17 minutes when Indara comes in. And I'm glad that we saw Indara because I was a little let down that Carrie Ann Moss died in the first 5 minutes of the show. It's like, really? You brought her in just for that? So I'm glad that we're getting a little bit of backstory. I expect maybe one more backstory, but it's going to be about May's vengeance on the floor. We see that Turbin dies already, right? And the last episode, that's right, they ended with her landing to meet the Wookiee. So why did he take the poison so easily? Because he was corrupted by her. I don't buy that. Kelnaka is the Wookiee. I don't buy that. There's some interesting ideas going on in here. I like the sisters and the coven. I like that idea that there's Force users out there and the Jedi are just kind of like frowning upon them, right? They're allowing them to exist because they're not going to come in and say, we're going to put you in prison and stuff like that. So there's a very interesting idea here. It's just not unfolding at a pace that keeps you engaged all the time. And a lot of it has to be throws me out when you have questionable acting. And as I said, it's from the younger actresses, so I give it a pass on that one. But I can't ignore the dialogue. Some of the dialogue in here is a little bit, yeesh. What I felt like this needed another pass. So basically what's happened here, the first 2 episodes would have been like Act 1, showing us who the characters are and what the problems are. And now this would have been like the start of Act 2. And Act 2 is usually the longest, so that'll probably take us to Act 2 would take us to episode 6, right? Because it's eight episodes. So we'll get a midpoint crisis probably by the end of episode 4. And then work towards what they think is a climax at the end of episode 6, which isn't. It'll be like a crisis at the end of episode 6, and then that'll be bring us down to the finale. If there's criticisms out there that they thought that this was going to be about the Sith, it's obviously not now. We've got our answers. It's about the sisters, the witches, which is fine. That's cool. Actually, I don't mind that. But if you were going to cry foul that it was supposed to be about the Sith, like a Sith apprentice, well, we're not getting that show. So you're going to have to either just stop watching it or continue on like I am, and you just have to accept it and move on. Again, the guy from Squid Games, good actor. I like the whole testing part of this because it accented, what I was saying about episode 1 and stuff like that. But if you ask me, do I want to come back and watch it again? Is this compelling enough to make me say, oh, remember episode 3? That was really cool. No. It's marginal. It's marginal. So we'll have to see. Who's the Sith, or sorry, so at some point somebody gets a red saber. Is it the mother? I'm guessing it's the woman with the horns. That's my guess. There were people out there speculating that it was either going to be like a version of Indara, like Indara was the bad side user. I don't think so anymore. Training May to do all this. It's clear that that's not the case. Okay, so as I said, guys, this is part of a playlist. You can follow up in the cards. If you like this kind of stuff, you like these full live watch alongs, come join us here on Mirror Domains because we talk about Superman. We do trailer reactions for Alien Romulus, The Acolyte as well, movie reviews for The Watchers, Under Paris full movie reactions. In fact, we just watched Godzilla -1 this afternoon. So we watched that. We watched Atlas on Netflix, movie reviews for Furiosa, full series reactions for Fallout. And of course, then we do we do movie news throughout the week where we talk about all the big movie headlines and we're invested with The Acolyte. And starting this Sunday, we will be watching House of the Dragon Season 2. And that one's going to be dicey because that one I'm going to have to be very heavy on the censor button here because it's known for being a little bit racy. But I can't wait to get into that. That's good. Joseph Ritchie in the live chat. Thank you very much. Great job again. That's pretty much all I got to say. Come join us next Tuesday again for episode 4 of Star Wars The Acolyte. Have a good night, everybody.